All right, so this is section or unit 5, lesson 2, practice work, and this is all about side and angle postulates and proving angles or triangles congruent with them. So we have a triangle NGY here, and it gives us angle Y, which is 60 degrees, angle Y, which is 60 degrees, and then angle G is 90 degrees, and then it doesn't give us that N is 30 degrees, but we know that it is 30 degrees because the interior angles of a triangle equal 180, but we don't need to use it. Okay, so it's telling us to complete the steps in the construction of HRT. So we have to build HRT so that HRT is congruent using two of the angles and their included side. All right, so we're going to use this angle, this YG or GY, right, and this 90-degree angle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight some of these here. I'm going to use this protractor as a straight edge. I'm going to use this angle. Oh, sorry, this edge. I'm going to call this GY, and I'm going to use angle Y here, and angle Y, and I'm going to use angle G. Okay, so I got angle Y. I might as well just call those all orange. I call those orange. Angle Y and angle G. Okay, so the first thing is I need to copy. It says ask what am I supposed to copy to construct RT. Okay, so if I'm looking at angle HRT to NG, right? So NGY or NGY, right? So RT is going to be congruent to wide NGY is going to be congruent to, so GY is going to be congruent to RT. So NGY is going to be congruent to RT. So it's going to be GY, so line segment GY is going to be congruent to RT. So that because RT is going to be congruent to GY. So let's go ahead and do that. I need to go grab a. Do I have any back here? Let's see. Let me go grab a. Oh, there's the bell. Let me go grab a. Alright, sorry about the brief pause. I have a ruler here. So I'm going to take GY, and it's like 3.2 centimeters. I'm going to make it blue. And that's RT. Okay, so that's going to be RT. Okay, and then we have to copy construct T so that it is congruent to what? So we have to copy what is going to be congruent to T. So we just look at our congruencies here, and we see that T is going to be congruent to Y. Right, so we're just looking at here. We have to make sure that T is congruent to Y. Right, so we take our here, and we're going to use angle Y. Angle Y is going to be congruent to angle T. Right, so angle Y is a 60-degree angle. So we come over here. Right, and I'm going to grab a a pen or one of these here, and I'm gonna put the vertex point. Maybe I can even zoom in a little bit further. Here we go. Put the vertex point right at the edge of that line. Line up my card, and then rotate this to the 60 point. And there to the 60 point. And I'm gonna put some dash marks here because I don't know how long this has to go because I didn't measure that line. I just used a side angle side. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of continue past it like that, so you can see that's gonna be my line right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and then copy angle R. Angle R is my angle G. Angle R goes with my angle G. Angle R goes my, oh, you can't see what I'm talking about. Angle R here, my angle R, copy angle R to angle G. And angle G is my 90-degree angle. So I'm gonna copy angle R to go with angle G. Copy angle R to go with angle G. That's just the 90-degree angle. Right, so again, grab my protractor. I line up this line right here, right, with this dot. Make sure everything is nice and 90 degrees. Maybe I can zoom out a little bit, right? And then I'm just going to draw. Dropped it. Okay. I'm just going to draw this line straight up. I'm actually going to move this over so that put this here, and this line here is going to be on the dotted line here, and then that line is going to go to where I want to draw my line. Okay, I'm just going to draw this line right there, and now I can take that and I'll meet these two lines together until they meet where I started them. Now I've constructed two, that is a 60-degree angle, that is a 90-degree angle, and those angles, those lines, those are congruent, right? So that's like 5, this is like 5 and a little bit over 5.5. That's a little bit, about 5.5, right? I mean, I drew this a little short here. That's just gonna be like right here, right? There's gonna be a little bit of error when you're doing these hands, when you're gonna do these hand by hand, right? Always gonna be a little error, but that's like 3 and a little bit. That's like 3 and a little bit. And the hypotenuse here's like 6.5. And this is like 6 and just short of a half. So I made this triangle just a little smaller, maybe because my angle was a little short of 60 degrees. Let's take a look. Yeah, looks like my angle is a little short of 60 degrees when I drew it out. So like if I went here, if I corrected it to actually 60 degrees. Made it a little bit more precise. Now you can see that it's a little bit closer, to where I needed to be. Okay. All right. So there you go. So that is how you do this. All right. Now, so the next one is describe how you use geometric tools. If H, N, or YN. So where's YN? Oh, I didn't label this. I need to label this. So we got H. So let's see. let's see, so we had RTs here, we had HR, so which one was R? Let me go back so you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright, so let me go back a little bit. Alright, so here we go. So Y and T. So this is T, and this is R, and so that means that this is H. All right, so those are my 3 points right there. Okay, so describe how you use geometric tools to determine if YN and T8 is congruent to TH, GN is congruent to RH, and if angle N is congruent to angle H. Well, I kind of already did that. So let's just do that right now. I'll just show you. So we're trying to figure out if YN, so YN is this one, is congruent to TH is this one. Well, let's just measure it. Okay, so YN is about 2 and let's use centimeters. Is about 2 and or about 6.5, and TH is about, did I measure that right? It's about 6, yeah, 6.5, and TH is about a little bit over 6.5. Oh no, it's not. It's about 6.5. So those are congruent. Okay, so I used for YN is congruent to TH. I used a ruler. Okay, now if I wanted to figure out GN, GN to HR, I'm going to use a compass here. Use a compass, right? So I'm going to just go GN to GN is this. I'm not going to change the angle or nothing, right? I should just be able to pick it up, move it over, and lo and behold, it's this roughly the same size, right? Pretty precise. Okay, like I said, nothing is like going to be perfect when you draw it by hand. So for HR, and GN congruent to GN, I used a compass. Right, and then angle N to angle H, 2 ways you could do it. So angle N congruent to angle H. You can use a protractor, right? So you put the protractor, right? You put the protractor here, right? You really can't see that very well, can you? Because I zoomed in too far. So put the protractor here. Make sure you can read Westcott properly, and you make sure that this line here is lined up with this line, and then you read 30 degrees right there, right? And over here you put protractor there. You make sure this line's lined up with this line, and you read 30 degrees right there. Okay, so you can use a protractor, right? You can use for angle N is congruent to angle H. You can use a protractor. You could also use patty paper. And patty paper. You can also use patty, P-A-P-E-R. You could also use patty paper for any of this stuff and just kind of transpose it. Okay, so what postulate or theorem does all of this illustrate? Well, this was let me do this in green. This was the angle, angle side angle congruence postulate. Angle side angle congruence postulate. Alright, so that was the first set. Alright, so the second, move the camera around a little bit, maybe zoom out. Okay. Alright, so we have two triangles shown. Alright, got two triangles shown, and I'm going to see if I have YMT. So YMT, where's YMT? And WRM. I don't see YMT or WRM shown. I wonder if that is an error. Let me look at the new one. So this should be RBL. So this is RBL, and this is GMX. That is a typo in the book. Surprise. Okay, so RBL and GMX are shown, and it says, hey, determine if the given information is sufficient to determine whether the triangles are congruent. So let's figure out what is given. So for each one of these, we're going to determine if the triangle, if this is sufficient information, if the triangle is congruent, and then what postulate or theorem is used. So this is going to be either the side angle side, or the angle side angle, angle side angle theorem. Okay, and it's going to be either, this would be either yes, this would be either yes, I don't want that color, this will be either yes or no. This will be either yes or no. It says Ness. either yes or no, either yes or no. Okay, so let's look at what we have here. Okay, so we have angle, we have that line XG is congruent to RB. We have RBL is congruent to XGM. RBL is congruent to XGM. And then we have BL is congruent to GM. Okay, despite what they look like, right, that's what they're telling us. So this is a side, an angle, and a side. And this is a side, an angle, and a side. Right, so let me double check those. So this is BL, GM, BL, and GM. And then this is XGM, and this is RBL, and this is XG, and RB. XG, RBL, XGM, BL. I'm going to plot those one more time just to make sure I got those right. Okay, so XG, they're saying they're congruent to RB. Okay, and they're saying RBL is congruent to XGM. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, and then we're saying BL is congruent to GM. Okay, yeah, so that makes more sense. Okay, yeah, so that is definitely a yes. Yeah, those are congruent, and it's because it's the side angle side. Side angle side. All right, so we're going to say it's side angle side. Okay, all right, so the next thing we're going to do, and I'm just going to keep these. And I'm going to say this is the third one, and this is the third one. I'm going to say that this is the second angle, and this is the third angle. I should mark these up better. This is the third angle, this is the third angle. Okay, Yeah, okay. We'll see what we can do with that without being color-coded. Okay, so we're going to have BLR. So BLR, this is the third, is congruent to XGM, XMG, XMG. This is the third. Okay, and then is congruent to RL. RL is 3. RL is 3. XM is 3. And then angle BRL, BRL is just the 2, and XGM, GXM, this is 2. Okay, so this is this angle, and then a side, and then an angle. And is the angle in between the two sides? Well, we have the third angle, the 3 angle, the 3 side, and then the opposite angle. So yep, that works, right? So it's the 3 angle, the 3 angle, the 3 side. I'm sorry, not the opposite. Sorry, you have the 2 angles surrounding the third side. 2 angles surrounding a side. So you have 2 sides surrounding an angle, right? Or 2 angles surrounding a side. So that works. And that is the angle side angle. Right, so up here you had 2 sides. You had KG. KG is a single. RB was a single. Then you had RBL. RBL, that was a single. That was a single. Then BL, which was a double. And this GM was a double. Alright, so you had 2 singles. Right? You had 2 sides surrounding a single. Right? So you had 2 sides surrounding an angle. Here you had 2 angles surrounding a side. So that works as well. Okay? So in this one, you had BL, which is a double. GM is a double. You have BLR. BLR, this is a triple. XMG. XMG. Let me zoom out a little. Okay, so you have XMG. XMG is a triple. And you have XG. XG is a single. And RB. RB is a single. Right? So you have a double side, right? Then it goes around a single, but then you have this double with a single over here. That doesn't meet any postulate or theorem, right? You have to have an adjacent, like another adjacent. This doesn't fit any theorems, rules, or anything. So this is a no. This is an NA. Okay, and then you have 3 sides. These are all the 3 side ones, right? So this is a side, this is a side, and this is a side. Make sure they're all the same size. So XG, this one is RB, that's one BL, that's the 2, is the GM, that's the 2, and then RL, that's the 3, and XM, that's the 3. So yep, yes, this is congruent because of the side. All right, so that is section 4.2, and I hope that makes sense to everybody.